It's Ash from Super Videos, back for another video for The Last of Us on HBO. On this video, we're going to be taking a look at some new behind the scenes photos from filming of The Last of Us on HBO from this weekend, which took place in downtown Calgary. And also, we're going to take a look at a possible major story change that they might be doing in the TV version. So stay tuned, we'll be right back to talk through these. Alright, as always, before we jump into this, if you're not a subscriber and enjoy the content by the end, consider subscribing to join our community, share and smash the like button, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. For those of you that don't know, they're filming The Last of Us on HBO in Alberta, Canada, partially in a city called Calgary, which is the city I'm in. So because of that, I was able to go to one of the instances when they were filming this weekend and capture some photos and footage. You can check those out in my previous video, but in this video we're gonna go through some photos that other fans were able to capture. But if you are interested to be up to date about footage and photos from filming, make sure to subscribe to the channel and press the bell to be notified when I upload a new Last of Us video. So with that said, let's dive right in. So obviously the scenes that they were filming this weekend had to do with a scene on a flyover bridge. So for filming, one of the flyover bridges in downtown Calgary was blocked off. They had a lot of old cars backed up with vines and vegetation and dust on them and everything like that. And they were capturing like a scene when the survivors have to pass through the traffic in order to get through the city. Now, aside from the bridge, they also had cars backed up for a few blocks, same sort of situation. And this is supposed to be Boston because the bus was a Boston city bus, and also the ambulance and the police car and everything like that was from Boston. So obviously that means they're filming the part in the game when they are in Boston. Now, aside from these general photos from the bridge and blocked off road, we also have some photos from Pedro Pascal as Joel, Bella Ramsay as Ellie, and also Anna Torv as Tess. Now, what is very, very interesting is that unlike what many of us thought they were filming, which is a scene that took place in the game when Joel and Ellie were attacked by a gang in the city, it looks like that might not be the case because at that point in the story, in the video game, Tess was already gone. So she wasn't with Joel and Ellie, but obviously based on these behind the scenes photos, we can see that Tess is with them. So one of two things may be happening here. Either they're completely changing the story in a way where Tess survives for much longer, or they're adding in a little bit of story to have Tess have more part in the story, but they're introducing stories that are not from the video game. They're basically original to the TV version. So it could be one of these two things. But obviously we can see, based on all of the photos that we just looked at, how game accurate everything is and how they have paid attention to detail in order to capture the essence and the environment and kind of the apocalyptic look from the game. Now with that said, when I posted the last video on this, there were a few people who made a very interesting and kind of true comment, which I'll go through. Now I don't know whether these people want me to say their name, so I'm not gonna say their name, but if you do go to my Last of Us video, you would see those comments and you'll see who they came from. But if you did make these comments and you want me to credit you in the description, make sure to do that and I'll be glad to add your name to the description. But one of the people commented and said that not everything is accurate. They said the guns are not accurate, Joel doesn't carry an assault rifle until the end of the game. And that is super accurate. And I absolutely agree with this person. However, there might be an explanation, which I'll talk about in just a little bit. But another user commented saying, there's some things that don't add up, like Joel's beard being absent and him having an assault rifle instead of his staple weapons, the revolver and shotgun. I think it takes away from his rugged outdoors authenticity, having the military style weapon. At least when he gets it in the game, it's only after he's at the Fireflies. And again, another pretty accurate and on point comment. If you don't know what we're talking about, take a look at these behind the scenes photos. We can see that Pedro Pascal is carrying an assault rifle. Now, one thing I want to mention quick, the beard, I don't mind. I mean, yes, it's different, but I don't mind it. We've kind of seen something similar like this in The Walking Dead for Walking Dead fans, because when a character named Negan was introduced, he did have a beard, but his comic counterpart, because The Walking Dead is based off a comic book, and Negan, when he was introduced in the comic book, didn't have a beard. There were a lot of fans who had a problem with that. So me personally, I've had experience with this type of a change. So it didn't really hit me that hard. And like I said, I don't mind it because having the beard and not having the beard doesn't really change who he is. You know what I mean? Just like it didn't really change anything much in the case of The Walking Dead. But when it comes to the assault rifle, although I completely agree that it would have been better for them to be more authentic and honest to the game and have him have the revolver and shotgun to capture his rugged outdoors mentality, there is still a way to explain this. And the way that we can explain it is if we kind of think about what other scenes they were just filming. Obviously, last week and the week before, I believe, they were filming in Edmonton, which is another city in Alberta, and they were actually filming scenes for one part of the game when Joel, Ellie, and Tess visited the Capitol Hill building. They actually had the Alberta Legislature building changed up, putting vines on the poles and putting different debris and everything to make it look more authentic and apocalyptic. So we do know that they were filming that scene from the video game. And if you remember, in that scene in the video game, there are actually not fireflies, but Fedra soldiers that come in to take Joel and Ellie away. They could explain that by having Joel find a dead Fedra soldier and take his weapon. So I think if they do end up going that direction, although it's a little disappointing because, like that user mentioned, it takes away from Joel's rugged outdoors mentality and his characteristic, you could still explain it in the story in a way that makes sense. But that's pretty much everything that I wanted to cover in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to share and smash the like button. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe to join our community and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.